Hi everyone, Sally here, and welcome to Menopause Mindset Monday. Hi everyone on Facebook. Hi everyone on Instagram. A big welcome. Hope you've had a lovely weekend. So today we are going to talk about how your mind affects your menopause. So I wanted to talk about this today because there's a lot of information out there about the reverse, about how your menopause affects your mind. For example, with things like brain fog, anxiety, low mood, lack of confidence, things like that. But there's very little about the reverse. So for those of you who know me, you'll know that I'm always looking for solutions. I'm really solution orientated, probably something to do with Virgo rising, I don't know. Because the reason I'm very solution orientated is because I believe that every person on the planet has the power to change their lives, to change the way that they feel, to change their circumstances. Because if we didn't have that power, I think that this would be a very bleak existence, and I don't believe that it is. We can use the power of the knowledge that we have access to these days, the power of our decisions, and we can use the power of our action. So those are three very powerful combinations: knowledge, decision, and action. And Dr. Joe Dispenza, for any of you who follow him, says, in a world where we've got so much knowledge at our fingertips, ignorance is a choice. And I believe that to be so. Hey, Melissa, am I in the right group? I hope I'm in. Let me know. Let me know if I'm in the menopause mindset. You're in that group, aren't you? So we have knowledge, we have the ability to make decisions. And those decisions tend to come in a lightning bolt moment when things have got as bad as we can bear. And then we've got action. And action is normally to do with mobilization, getting us, mobilizing us from where we are to where we want to be. Or action might be not taking any action, and it might be becoming more immobilized if we have become too mobilized. So before we look at how your mind affects your menopause, let's look at what I mean when I say the word mind, right? So when I say the word mind, what I'm actually talking about is the conscious part of you and the subconscious part of you. Yeah, menopause mindset. Phew. Okay, so the conscious part of you is basically your attitude, your choices, and your intention and your decisions. Basically, your ability to exert your will. Okay, the subconscious part of you is linked to your preferences, and it's linked to, do I prefer this or do I prefer that? Some people prefer camping, some people don't prefer camping, and that preference will be embedded in your subconscious mind. Your subconscious mind is also your feelings. It's linked to your body. That sort of, I don't know why I feel the way I do, but I just feel the way that I do. And I use this example, you fancy someone, you go all gooey when you look at them, but you logically you think, well, they're not that good looking, or I don't know why I fancy this person because they do this and I don't really like that, but there's something about them that I really fancy. And that's the subconscious mind. You're drawn to that person because there's probably some kind of link to the way that you were parented, but that's for another session, right? Okay, so because this is all about menopause. Not that relationships aren't to do with menopause, they are, absolutely. So the other way that your subconscious mind is involved with all of this is the fact that your subconscious mind is linked to your imagination. And the most amazing thing is that your mind can't tell the difference between what is real and what is imagined. And we're going to get to this a bit later. The other thing I wanted to say was please watch to the end because I have a very special invitation for you and you on Instagram. I know I'm not facing you all the time, but you're still important to me. Okay, so you can see that the mind is very, very powerful. It's the driver of our habits. It's the driver of our behaviors, both conscious and subconscious. And this is very important at menopause because our choices, our habits, our behaviors really indicate whether we're going to have a successful menopause or a difficult menopause. So the main thing that makes menopause worse is stress. So anything that we can do to remove stress, both internally and externally, is going to really help our menopause success. And this is usually where the whole midlife crisis thing comes in as well. And the reason it comes in at menopause is because change is required, and change on top of menopausal symptoms can actually be very scary, very debilitating, and you can just feel very alone in it all. So, hey Joe, hey Bethany, hey Zarina. So it's that sort of thing, you haven't slept for a couple of weeks and when your coaches might be asking you to exercise or eat better, maybe you need to look at quitting the job that you hate. There's so much change that is required at menopause if we're going to have a successful menopause. Or maybe not, for everybody it is different, but the potential is that we can't keep living our lives the way that we have been living them when we hit menopause. So we need to change. We need to ask for more help. We need to change jobs, look for more meaning and purpose, sleep better, eat better, exercise. And sometimes, I say it's like going through military training sometimes, which is not a pretty picture. And that's why if we can utilize the power of the mind, which is the driver of everything, the way that you feel, the choices that you make, then we have a much better chance of having a better menopause. So stress makes menopausal symptoms worse. We know that. And the best way that we can get stress out of our lives is to do things like make sure that we have great nutrition. We want to be eating organic where possible. We want to be removing toxic substances from our life, maybe in the form of chemicals, maybe in the form of perfumes, face creams, makeups, things like that. We want to opt for more natural solutions. That's not easy, especially if we've been buying the same products over and over again. I know I have a very difficult time not using MAC. I love MAC, but opting for the more natural choices where you don't get as much coverage is harder, right? And the nutritional choices as well, we have to cook, we have to clean, we have to do all of these things to help us, and it requires energy. We also have to make sure that we're getting good exercise, we're lifting weights, we're doing a bit of cardio, we're mobilizing our joints. Often that's not easy. Sleep is a brilliant way of getting stress out of the body, making sure that we sleep through the night undisturbed, going to bed on time, creating good sleep habits for ourselves, and then, of course, learning to relax. That daily relaxation is so important to help us manage our stress. I talk about it a lot. But there's also other things as well that goes a long way in helping us to reduce stress in our menopause, and that is learning how to communicate very differently in all of our relationships. So learning non-violent communication, and also then being able to create a life that you love, so a career that you love that gives you meaning and purpose, or doing voluntary work that you love if you're not working for whatever reason. So there's a lot of areas that we can look at to help us reduce stress. So what we're looking at here is a big overhaul, and that requires maybe change, getting a bit uncomfortable, and changing the way that we look at things so that the things we look at change. Often we relate these changes to pain. We don't want to quit sugar. We don't want to stop using the products that we've always loved, the perfumes that we've always loved. We don't want to exercise because it's hard work. We would rather stay up late watching YouTube videos because it's addictive, and we feel that we need to know more, or it's hard to ask for help. This is a big overhaul, and we can use the mind to help us. So how does your mind affect your menopause? It's really because the mind can tap into these three powerful tools: the power of choice, the power of imagination, and the power of where you put your attention. Hey, Kirsty. So many of the resistances to change are because You've got the wrong words and the wrong pictures floating around in your mind. You are linking something that you want to pain and something that you don't want to pleasure. I'll say that again. You're linking something that you want to pain. So I want to be fit and healthy. You're linking that to doing something painful rather than doing something pleasurable. So the quitting of the sugar, the exercise, you're linking that to pain rather than to pleasure. And this is where it all goes wrong. If we could see that not eating after 10 p.m. at night, or eating that bit of toast after 10 p.m. at night, if we could see that as pain rather than pleasure, if we could see that as that behavior is going to take us away from what we want, then we would have more success with it. So it's about moving into the future a little bit with our thinking. Is that delayed gratification, moving into the future and just going, okay, what effect is that going to have on us? This is about deciding, what do you want the payoff to be? Do you want the payoff to be something positive, or do you want the payoff to be something negative? So let's look at, let me just go back. We get stuck when we know we should be acting supportively, but we can't. We just can't seem to change because you're running a program that is out of date. So let's look at some of the resistances that we might have. So maybe you know you should be doing time-restricted feeding, but you just can't help snacking after 10:30. Maybe you know you should be going to bed at 10 p.m, but you just can't help going on your phone and seeing what's happening out there. Maybe you know that seeing that particular person in your life makes you feel disgruntled and angry and pissed off, but you can't seem to say no when they text you and say, do you want to come out? Or do you want to come over? Maybe you know that you shouldn't scream at your partner, but you do it anyway, and then you blame it on the menopause. While he or she cowers into a corner and becomes more and more and more disconnected from you. Maybe you know you need to get up earlier and jump into your gym clothes, but every morning there's just an excuse. Maybe you know you need to find more connection in your life, but you don't feel like you've got anything to offer. Maybe you want to leave your job and start a purpose-driven career, but you just can't make the switch. You're blaming it on lack of confidence. You're blaming it on the menopause. You're blaming it on brain fog. You're blaming it on don't have the skills, whatever your reason is. Maybe you know you need to be asking for help in your life now, but you fear rejection and don't believe that you deserve to be helped. Maybe you're running that bullshit program. Sorry, I don't mean to undermine these programs because they feel very, very real, but sometimes they are just BS that we keep perpetuating over and over and over again. Maybe you know you need to schedule in some relaxation time in the afternoon, but you're so addicted to stimulation or productivity or getting things done or just the busyness of life that you never prioritize it. You never prioritize your well-being. Maybe you know you should have a more positive attitude, but you can't seem to shift that negativity. Maybe there's a part of you that enjoys that negativity. Maybe there's a part of you that gets something from that negativity. So we just don't know. Okay, let me just look at this. The sound's going to change. Okay, so what we must do is focus on what we will gain from shifting these habits rather than what we are going to be giving up. This is about delaying gratification. Every choice has a payoff. You either pay in bad feelings or you pay in good feelings. And you can use that power, like I said before, of forward projection to move into your future a little way and imagine the payoff. You can imagine how you're going to feel after doing some exercise. You can imagine how you are going to feel after you've got the help that you need in your life. Okay, so yes, I would ask you, please, please, please don't be one of those people that blames everything on the menopause for every little thing in your life. Because when you do that, what happens is you give your power away, and your mind has got so much more power than you think. So apart from your mind helping you to rewrite your habits and behaviours, your mind also has the power to influence your body in a way that science is only just beginning to understand. This is the amazing bit. This is where it really starts to excite me. This is where I believe that hypnosis could be wildly effective, not only at reducing stress, which we know it can do, but the implications of reducing stress has implications for a much better menopause. What if we could begin to elevate our sex hormones again just by using the power of visualization? So I want to talk to you a little bit about the imagination. So this is from this book here, How Your Mind Can Help Your Body. How Your Mind Can Help Your Body. How Your Mind Can Heal Your Body, by David R. Hamilton, who I just love. Let me know if you like him too. He's amazing. So in his book, he talks about a study that was done in 2004, and it was done by scientists at the Department of Biomedical Engineering at the Lerner Research Institute in Cleveland. And they found by simply imagining repeating an exercise over and over again, you can increase muscle strength. And in this particular study, the muscle strength was increased by 35% in comparison to those that actually did the exercise, and their muscle strength was increased by 53%. And this was in an exercise where you just lift and lower your little finger, which can actually be quite hard to do. So I think that's quite amazing. Just by using your imagination, you can actually increase your muscle strength. Okay, it's not as much as if you were physically doing the exercise, but it's quite a long way. 35% seems, it's not zero. So there's something going on with the imagination, which is pretty phenomenal, I think. So we know that the imagination is a powerful tool. And it just makes me think, if we can affect our muscles, if we can grow muscle strength and nerves, what else can we do with the menopause? Can we re-elevate our sex hormones if we think about it enough? If we direct our attention and our focus on that by imagining the dial going up in our mind. Imagining that the sex hormones are attached to a dial and we're dialing them up again. The estrogen, progesterone and testosterone. Why not? So, we know that the imagination is a powerful tool, and what you imagine, here's the thing, what you imagine tends to come from your childhood experiences, and as well what you choose to focus your attention on now that you're an adult. So, what if we rewrote the program? What if we stopped focusing on what we learn about ourselves and about our bodies and about our potential from childhood, and we started focusing our attention on what it is that we wanted? To cool our hot flush, to clear our brain fog, to ignite our libido, to feel better about ourselves, to sleep better, to have more money. What about if we spent 20 minutes a day focusing on something that we wanted, focusing on symptom clearing? So if you watch to the end of this video, I am going to share with you something very new and very exciting that I really want you to be a part of. So do watch to the end. So by understanding how visualization works, we can start to understand how we could help menopause symptom severity. So from that book again that I just told you about, he describes that there are 6 different ways that visualization works. So it works by there are 6 ways that visualization works. A person's practice impacts their immune system. I'm going to read all of them first, and then we're going to go into them a bit more. So it affects your immune system. Visualization has a direct effect via the nervous system. Visualization has a direct effect on the neuropeptides. It has a direct effect enabling the person to feel more empowered rather than hopeless. It has a direct impact on positive belief, and it has a direct impact on the focusing of a person's will, mind, consciousness, conscious mind. So let's go back to the first one. A person's practice impacts their immune system, and we know that having a balanced, healthy, strong immune system means less inflammation in the body. When we have more inflammation in the body, it plays havoc with our menopause symptoms. So it affects our digestion, it affects joint pain, it affects headaches, it affects detoxification, it affects blood flow, it affects our organs, it affects our mood. Inflammation affects so much in the body. So we don't want too much inflammation, and we know that visualization can help, or it can impact, definitely, that's a definite, it impacts our immune system. That's a good thing. Visualization has a direct effect via the nervous system, and we know that the nervous system is involved with temperature regulation, heartbeat, breath, hormone activity, mood, digestion, and then so much more peripheral things like productivity as well. So if we can affect our nervous system through our visualization and our intention, maybe we can affect things like our libido. Maybe we can affect our hot flushes. Maybe we can affect our general well-being, our sense of confidence. Maybe we can even clear brain fog. We know that visualization has a direct effect on the neuropeptides, and these neuropeptides are small proteins that affect the way that we feel. So, for example, when you think about babies or puppies, presuming you like babies or puppies, you get a dose of oxytocin, which is a neuropeptide which lowers blood pressure, lowers your heart rate, regulates your heart rate, and also plays a role in digestion as well. So anything that helps us to feel calm and more relaxed and more connected and bonded is going to help our menopausal symptoms. See where I'm getting at? Visualization enables a person to feel empowered rather than hopeless. There's so much when we're going through the midlife transition that is there to potentially disempower us. We feel like we're losing control a lot of the time. We feel like we're losing ourselves. If we feel like we have got something that we can do on a regular basis, on a daily basis, that can help us feel more empowered and less hopeless, surely that's got to be good for not just the menopause symptoms, but for the whole mental and emotional transition. And this sense of positivity that we gain from feeling empowered is most definitely going to have an effect on our nerves, our immune system, and our digestion, and all of those things that helps to make our menopause better or worse. Okay, so visualization has an impact on positive belief. This is the placebo effect, and we know that the placebo effect exists. Still more research to be done on it, but we know that it exists. We know that a belief about a certain thing creates a chemical change in the body and in the brain, impacting many of our systems. So why wouldn't it affect our menopause? Our systems are all interlinked. You cannot separate your body systems. They all play off each other. It's like an orchestra. You need all of the different parts of the orchestra to be playing in harmony to create a resonant sound. That's what's happening in menopause. The orchestra starts going out of tune, or parts of the orchestra starts going out of tune. We need to tune them back up again. And that starts with habits, behaviors, choices, but it also is, those things are heavily influenced by the power of our focus, intention, and our subconscious mind, the thing that's driving our conscious choices as well. So visualization affects the body because it enables a person to focus on, choices, willpower. I've said that before. Okay. So as you can see, there are many, many reasons to adopt a visualization practice, a relaxation practice at menopause. And I have sorry, I have an invitation for you. So I am launching a brand new range of hypnosis products that I want you to be a part of. And I'm going to tell you about that in a minute. Sorry, I got completely sidetracked there. But first, what I want to do is just conclude what I've said about the mind and menopause. And then I'm going to tell you about my launch party. So anywhere you are in the world, you can come to this launch party. It's going to be fun. We have special guests. So, in conclusion, your menopause affects your mind, but also your mind affects your menopause. The mind is made up of the conscious part of you and the subconscious part of you. Maybe there's other parts of you, but I'm talking predominantly about the conscious part of you and the subconscious part of you. Those two drivers will affect your habits, your decisions, your behaviors, which will either support your menopause transition or not. Plus, when we tap into the power of our imagination and direct our imagination using a hypnosis recording, for example, we get to tap into and affect and change our nervous system, our immune system, our neuropeptides, which all go towards reducing stress, making us feel more empowered, and making us feel like we have more control over this potentially destabilizing time. So, wherever you are in the world, I would love to invite you to a special online launch party, which is happening on the 19th of October. It's a Monday night at 7 p.m. BST. I have been creating a brand new and highly innovative collection of hypnosis recordings specifically designed for menopausal symptoms, and I would love it if you could be part of that launch celebration. So this is going to be a Zoom party, and I want you to come along and meet some of my friends. We have got Gloria Smythe, who is a menopause stylist, and she's going to be teaching us how to use colour at menopause a bit better. We've also got Anna Price, who's going to be doing a group tarot reading. We've got Zalika Sassa, who's going to be doing some fun mobility exercises. And we've got the lovely, amazing Jo Darling, who's going to be teaching us some facial massage with spoons. That's going to help with lines, detoxification, and maintaining a youthful glow. So it's a bit of fun. It's not going to be serious. I'm going to probably speak for about 10 minutes at the beginning, show you the new website, show you the options, maybe listen to a few snippets of the hypnosis recordings, talk to you about what they actually are. So one of them is called Cool Your Hot Flush. One of them is Ignite Your Libido. One of them is Clear Your Brain Fog. And I have spent quite a long time designing these hypnosis recordings and creating them to really help you tap into that powerful subconscious mind, which can massively affect your systems and processes, especially at menopause. So if you want to be the first to gain access to these recordings to help with some of the most debilitating menopausal symptoms, then please register for this party. Just go to sallygarozzo.com/party. That's sallygarozzo.com/party. Tell all your friends about it. Let's have some fun, because you know a party is better when there's a few more people there. Let's have some fun. I'm going to finish off the Zoom party with some yoga Nidra. So you can either slip into bed, you can slip into your evening feeling relaxed, feeling calm, and you can even wear your pajamas to the party as well. So what's not to love? Bring your kombucha, bring your herbal tea, bring your glass of wine, whatever you want to do, and let's have a really lovely time. So that's the 19th of October, 7 p.m. BST, wherever you are in the world. Would love to see you at the launch of the Menopause Mindset Hypnosis Collection, aka Hypnosis for Hormones. So sallygarozzo.com/party. I'll see you there, but I will also see you next week for the next instalment of Menopause Mindset Monday. Hope you've enjoyed that. Let me know what you've liked. Let me know what you haven't liked. and I'll see you next week. Bye.